Good evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here to give you your first alert forecast. The weekend weather has been really nice, despite us seeing some more cloud cover today, and it was a little bit breezy at times, but rain was not an issue for your weekend plan. So that was some good news. We had some great weather today, but tomorrow morning things are going to be different. Don't get caught off guard if you hear some rumbles of thunder, and we do have a pretty good chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms early tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, just in time for your Monday morning commute. Tomorrow morning may be a little bit hard to get out of bed with some of the rain around the area. Rain chance is really going to be the highest as we get just before the sunrise tomorrow and lasting through about mid-morning. So rain chances, as we can see here, increasing as we get closer and closer to the sunrise, which I know a lot of people are going to be heading out to work or school at that point. Heads up, it may be messy around the area, and not only that, there is a low wind risk that a few of these thunderstorms could be on the strong side, possibly even severe. Good news is this is not going to be a widespread severe weather event. Just a heads up though that if some of these thunderstorms hold together well enough as they move into South Mississippi, there could be some strong wind gusts near 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe even a little higher than that, and some large hail not completely out of the question. The tornado risk, very low. The flooding risk, also fairly low. Could see some heavy rain in some of these thunderstorms, but as far as a widespread event, that's not expected. If we were to see any strong thunderstorms, more so going to be isolated, but rain is looking likely pretty much across South Mississippi to kick off the work week. Now, this evening, things have been pretty dry in terms of the rain. We haven't seen much of it here along the coast. I'll show you in just a few moments, though, to our north. They are dealing with some severe storms. For us, though, it's mild, it's breezy. We've had that wind picking up out of the south and southeast. I've also noticed that dew points are a little bit higher, in the mid-60s. You may notice it feeling a little bit more humid outside overnight tonight. It's not nearly as muggy as what it is in the summertime, but it is starting to get just a little bit more humid with that wind out of the south and southeast. And because we're keeping that wind out of the south and southeast tonight, temperatures are not going to be dropping too much. We're generally going to stay in the 60s overnight tonight. There's all of those severe thunderstorms to our north in North Mississippi, and if my eyes are not deceiving me, it looks like there's also a tornado warning up there in parts of North Mississippi as well. So we're going to wait and see how well these showers and storms hold together. Want to take more note in some of those thunderstorms developing over parts of Texas to the southeast of Dallas and also into northern Louisiana. If those congeal and hold together, some of those will be moving into South Mississippi by very early Monday morning. And if they maintain some of their strength, again, we could be seeing a few severe thunderstorms. Not totally out of the question. The severe weather risk tonight, that remains to our north and our west, and we're already seeing that playing out at this time. In fact, there's a big severe thunderstorm watch expanding all across parts of central Texas into central Mississippi, and it looks like parts of North Alabama. Tornado watch in effect for those areas a little bit farther to the north across the mid-south and also North Mississippi. At this time, South Mississippi not included in any of those watches, but things are unfolding a bit to our north. Things are looking pretty rough up there. Thankfully, conditions are not looking as favorable tomorrow morning for severe weather. We've lost some of that daytime heating. Right now, obviously, the sun has set, so we have cooled off a little bit, and the timing of these thunderstorms moving in the morning, maybe not having as much instability to work with to maintain their strength. But we'll closely monitor things. Still can't completely rule out some gusty winds and even some hail within some of these thunderstorms. Level 1 risk of severe weather also expands into parts of Louisiana, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. And the time frame of this mainly going to be Monday morning. Once it's all said and done, I would say many of us will be picking up about a half an inch, up to an inch and a half in some spots across the board by Monday afternoon. It does look like most of the rain will be out of the way by the end of Monday. Again, emphasizing that most of the rain tomorrow mainly going to be during the morning and some of those showers lingering into midday. There is a potential that a few of these thunderstorms could produce more than an inch and a half. Just generally speaking, that's kind of the range that we're looking at going into Monday. And again, it is going to be moving in during our morning commute as everybody's heading out for work or school. So that could slow you down a bit. Not a bad idea to give yourself some extra time to get to your destination tomorrow morning. As for the rest of tonight, not really anticipating any rain. With that wind out of the south, that's still going to keep the humidity a little bit higher. We just got in the latest Running Futurecast. It does show one of those clusters of showers and thunderstorms rolling in after 5 o'clock or so tomorrow morning, continuing to push through by about 8, 9 o'clock. And then I wouldn't be surprised if a few of those showers stick around right around midday or so. I'm still anticipating most of the rain to be moving out of the way by the end of the afternoon. And if we're lucky, we'll see some sunshine to help us to dry out a little bit more. And depending on how much sun we get, we're likely going to be in the low 70s tomorrow, maybe some mid 70s if we see more of that sunshine, but low 70s at this time looks like a pretty safe bet. So once the rain moves out of the way, by Monday afternoon, we may see some fog develop overnight Monday and into Tuesday. A cool start to the day on Tuesday with temperatures in the 50s, but by Tuesday afternoon, things are actually going to be warming up quite a bit. We're talking highs in the upper 70s on the coast. I'm anticipating the low 80s north of I-10 on Tuesday, and we also are anticipating more sunshine at that point. Looks like this warm weather will continue into Wednesday. We will be pushing 80 on the coast by Wednesday afternoon. Low to mid 80s are possible farther inland. A tiny bit of a cool down expected by the end of the week. We may see some slightly drier, cooler air move in from the north, but still anticipating temperatures to be above average Thursday, Friday, and even into this upcoming weekend with highs remaining in the mid 70s. So I think it's safe to say that spring is here in full force, and our low temperatures over the next several mornings are going to be in the 50s and 60s, which obviously is well above freezing. Now, these are forecast lows for coastal areas. Inland areas, you will be able to cool down a little bit more the farther away you are from the sound, but even then, not anticipating anything remotely close to freezing over the next 5, 6, 7 days in the mornings. And it looks like that warm trend continues into the first few days of April. This is from the Climate Prediction Center. We're likely going to see warmer than average temperatures or higher than average temperatures heading into the first few days of April. And that really goes for the lower half of the lower 48 across the southeast, parts of south central Texas, including Florida as well. So looks like the warm spring-like weather is going to be sticking around for quite some time. Now, I did go back and check to see when our last freeze on record is for the Gulfport area. That is on March 31st. So we have not had any recorded freezes, at least on the coast or in Gulfport, in April. That has happened for inland areas, but at least on the coast, the record last freeze, March 31st. As far as I can tell, we are not going to be breaking that record this year. It looks like things are going to remain very warm over the next week or so and even extending into April. Last year, our last freeze was on February 19th, so we'll finalize the details as we head into the rest of spring. But I would say at this point, things are looking very spring-like, and chances are we're not going to be seeing a freeze anytime soon here in South Mississippi. So as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, things continue to warm up once we get past that rainfall. A little bit cooler by Thursday and Friday, not by much. And we do have a decent chance of seeing more showers, maybe a few thunderstorms this next upcoming weekend. We're still several days out from that. So a lot of details to fine tune with that next system. But tomorrow morning, rain is looking pretty likely. We'll keep an eye out for any stronger thunderstorms that move through the area. Certainly could impact your Monday morning commute. I do recommend giving yourself some extra time to get wherever you need to go tomorrow morning. Fortunately, it really looks like most of the rain will be moving in by about 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. when a lot of people are just getting their day started. Now, by your evening commute, things should be fine. Most of the rain is going to be out of the way by the afternoon. But once we get past the rain Monday morning, the rest of the work week looks fairly quiet. It may not be until the weekend that we have another decent chance of seeing some showers and storms. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up here. We will have our newscast tonight at 10 o'clock. If you would like another update on that, we have an hour-long newscast. We will be talking more about the latest in news, weather, and sports. We hope to see you there. As for me, I will be signing off here, and I hope you have a fantastic Sunday evening.